Hi, my name is Sophia Sweden and I'm going to be presenting my topic for ENC 1102. My paper is on students' true contribution to climate change. I started off my paper with the topic of hunger in Miami, but I decided I would do something more of my passion and it would just be better for me, and I would put more into my research and I would actually learn something I'm really interested in. So I've always had a passion for nature as a kid, and now I'm even a vice president of the Animal Rights Club, so this was like an important paper for me to write, and I thought it was really interesting and everything. When I first started researching, I saw that a lot of researchers were they were doing tests and projects about what kids already know, statistics, what especially high school students know, or what middle school students are currently doing to learn more about environment. I also what administration was doing to include students more into like our surroundings and everything, and for them to new projects they could start for them to understand like everything that's going on. When I did my survey, I started on a social media platform. I thought that that was like the best thing I could do because it holds a variety of people mindsets, and it pretty much gave me the results of the general public. Well, my survey, it consisted of four different parts. I started with 3 questions, and they were pretty much repeated questions asking like 3 different ways that students or the youth can decreased their greenhouse gas emissions. Each of these questions were separate, and my survey was kind of supposed to be psychological, so when they saw that, oh, this is an environmental test or whatever, they could feel good about saying like, oh, I'm recycling, oh, I'm doing this, like thinking of all these good ideas. And this gave like the youth a good like kind of feeling like, oh, like they knew these answers, you know. But my final question, the 4th question, asked the youth if they participated in any of these activities, which I knew most of them did not. This kind of gave a negative effect, most likely, and hopefully made the youth think more about what they were doing and all of that. My results were that, what I predicted was that a lot of the first 3 questions, a lot of the surveyors were giving really good feedback, like, oh, I could recycle. I had someone say biking rather than using a car, eating less meat. But when it came to the final question, a lot of people were replying with, no, driving is easier, and such, and would just like be honest. And I reminded them that it would all stay anonymous so they wouldn't have to feel embarrassed. So pretty much it was a 50-50 thing, where 50% of the kids weren't really doing what they were saying, and then there was also a good amount of people who were also, you know, participating in those activities, which is what I expected. My favorite statements were people who mentioned driving electric cars, Priuses. People would watch how much time they spend in the shower. And I knew there was this one response which I really liked. Someone said that their family does a lot of planting, and which is a cool way to limit their waste. I was disappointed in the amount of people who took the survey, especially with the crisis in Australia that's ongoing. I thought that more people would be willing to participate, and especially since it's on a social media platform and all the news that's going around. So I was kind of sad that not that many. We had around 26 that participated in the survey. If I had more time with this paper, I would physically interview youth participants, especially in the school. I'd get better data. In my opinion, a physical interview, they can't really press like the backspace button or think like so much about or feel embarrassed, you know. It's just there, you know, like let's say on in your phone, like when they were answering the survey, they could easily just lie, you know, or like just say what they were gonna say and then press the backspace because they felt bad about what they were saying. What I hope is for this to grasp the attention of the school board and parents, so they could teach their children or students more about the environment, of course, and yeah, pretty much that's what I hope to take, or for people to take from this research paper. I hope to inspire, you know, and especially what's going on right now on the planet. I hope that a real change occurs.